There are many stone artifacts from the ancient world made from the hardest stone on the planet, such as granite, which have been cut and shaped with such quality, precision and accuracy which modern science has no explanation. The following are 4 such cases. Number 4. Granite sarcophagus in the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid. The granite sarcophagus has been hollowed out with such precision, it is believed that the craftsmen present during Khufu's reign appear to have used modern technology, as the work seems to point to diamond as being the cutting jewel. How did the ancient Egyptians acquire industrial age type technology? Experts struggle to explain how some of these massive blocks were cut, shifted and placed so perfectly into place. These structures all exhibit signs of engineering skills which should not have been possible in such ancient times. We see evidence of heavy lifting which cannot be done today with the world's largest cranes, and holes and cavities in the hardest rock on earth that only diamond-tipped saws of the modern era should be capable of producing. How was any of this possible? Number 3. The Sphinx. The technology used was so sophisticated, using such amazing architectural and engineering feats at that period in history, should not have existed anywhere on Earth. In front of the Great Sphinx are 2 temples built using limestone rock. The builders of these ancient temples chose to stack stones of immense proportions, some of which are 30 foot long, 12 foot wide and 10 feet high, and weigh about 200 tons each. Where did these early civilizations get the technology to haul such incredibly large stones? How did they manage to stack them on top of one another? The modern cranes today can normally lift a maximum load of 20 tons when the crane's arm is at minimum span, but whilst outstretched to its maximum can only lift around 5 tons. To lift 200 tons they would need a special crane, and only 2 cranes in the United States are capable of such a feat. Even using today's modern technology, putting together a temple using 200-ton blocks would be incredibly difficult. The ancient Egyptians would have raised the stones 50 feet above the ground using a combination of ramps, levers and ropes, and a huge amount of manpower. And they moved these heavy 200-ton blocks thousands of years ago. How on earth did they manage to do that? Number 2. Baalbek. In the Bekaa Valley north of Beirut are the remains of the ancient Phoenician city of Baalbek in what is now modern-day Lebanon. At the centre of the city stood a grand temple consisting of a 5 million square foot platform that was built using some of the largest stones ever shaped by humans. Some of the blocks in the wall weigh around 400 tons each, while there are 3 chisel stones known as a trilithon which lay in the base of the Jupiter Baal temple ruins, each weighing an estimated 800 tons, which appear to be the remnants of some ancient civilization. The moving and positioning of the 3 800-ton monoliths to a height of about 20 feet above the ground would have been an amazing feat. The combined weight of the entire base at Baalbek is estimated at around 5 billion tons. A stone quarry site lays close to the ruins, and it is here where the largest stones ever on Earth were discovered, and sticking out of the ground at a slight angle is the limestone monolith called the Stone of the Pregnant Woman, that weighed approximately 1,200 tons. In 2014, a German archaeological team conducted excavation work in the stone quarry and found an even larger monolith directly beside the first one, measuring an astounding 64 feet in length, 19.6 feet wide and 18 feet high, and weighed 1,650 tons, and is the biggest known ancient stone block anywhere in the world. Archaeologists agreed that it was being readied for transportation without being cut, and all at an altitude of around 3,838.58 feet. It is believed that these huge megaliths are likely to be 12,000 or more years old and could be the work of a lost civilization. It is unclear who is actually responsible for such an astounding feat of engineering, where these megaliths of Baalbek were quarried, cut and transported. Number 1. Super megaliths in Siberia. In 2014 in southern Siberia, near the mountains of Gornaya Shuria, super megaliths were discovered by an expedition to the southern Siberian mountains. Judging from the scale depicted by the human figures in some of the photographs, these Siberian megaliths chiseled from granite could prove to be twice the weight of the megaliths found at Baalbek, which on estimate could weigh between 3,000 and 4,000 tons each. It appears that with each discovery, these immense stones are getting bigger. Reports of the 2014 expedition claim that the geologists encountered some unexplained problems with their compasses when the arrows began deviating away from the megalithic blocks, suggesting an inexplicable phenomena of a negative geomagnetic field. The fact that these giant rocks were able to be moved by such an ancient civilization suggests they may have been assisted by using ancient anti-gravity technologies unknown to modern science.